Morning. So I listened to a podcast this morning, and it was presented so beautifully, and that's one of the things that I'm always very harsh on myself about, is how I present things, how I kind of talk about stuff, and whether I cover it in enough detail or make it too complicated and all of that stuff. But when I was listening to this podcast this morning, it was just presented really beautifully, and the topic of it was your curriculum. That's it, your soul curriculum, that's what it's called, is about. And it talks through ways that you can understand what your soul curriculum is, and therefore get to understand what your soul purpose is. So and I just really enjoyed how she explained it all, because it was really clear, and it's all stuff that I've already been doing. I'm well aware of. But as I've said in previous videos, I'm not finished learning, so I will always listen to podcasts about everything and anything, even if it's stuff that I've already done, because just because I've done it doesn't mean I've learnt it fully, because as I've said before, I don't think you fully ever have learnt everything. So in the podcast, which I'll link so you can go listen to it, but she talks about your soul curriculum, and how the people in your life will be triggers. There'll be certain people who are triggers, some more than others, and how difficult that can be. But also talks about your boundaries. Everybody has a different life experience. Some people breeze through life with no issues, nothing major happening, and they kind of breeze through it. And then you've got other people who have ups and downs, and then you have other people who have it really tough, and you have other people who have it horrendous. And what she talks about in it is about, if you're one of them people who have it really horrendous or really tough, have really challenging times in your life, even through childhood, you have a choice. I know it's a little bit different if you're a child. It's not like you can just get up and walk out and walk away, but your soul has a choice, and that's the same through all the way through life. You have a choice to stay in a place of wounding, place of hurt, or you have a choice to evolve and grow and heal, let go of hate and all of that. And it talks about the boundaries that you have with people through your life, and how you can be a trigger for people, or people can be a trigger for you, and that even if somebody is a trigger for you, or somebody is treating you badly, is not being kind, or is being abusive, etc., etc., you have a choice as to whether to allow that or not. A lot of people, a lot of empaths may struggle with this because, you know, they think that they have to save or they have to help. But the reality is you don't have to do any of that stuff. You can choose to walk away. You put your boundaries in place and you say, no, I don't like, I'm not having this. I know how I want to be treated by somebody, and, you know, that's what I'm going to accept. So that's you know, quite a big, that's one of the big lessons in life, is knowing that you don't have to accept certain things, certain treatment, certain behaviours from people in your life, and that you can walk away, and that you walking away doesn't mean, you know, that you are not a good person. It's just that at the end of the day, your life is your life, and how you choose to live it is entirely up to you. So, you know, other people's trauma is their trauma and not yours. It's not your responsibility to heal them, help them, you know. Not saying, you know, you can't, but if it's to the detriment of yourself, you have a choice to walk away. You have a choice to implement your boundaries, you know, and boundaries are healthy. Another part of it was about sort of understanding who you are on a soul level, i.e. what your soul purpose is. So, you know, everybody who reincarnates has a soul purpose, and understanding what that is can be really difficult, especially for people who are kind of just stuck in the, you know, the rigmarole of the 9 to 5 and going around and round and round in that cycle. And that has been one of the biggest lessons for me to learn, actually. Well, I've had a few lessons to learn that I've learned over the last several years. One being that I have the choice about what I allow in my life, so what I put out into my life. You know, had a choice to stay carrying on how I was. Had a choice to, you know, whether I was going to heal from the things that I have been through in my life. Also had a choice of whether I wanted to stay in a victim mentality or whether I wanted to take ownership of my own shit, which I have, and I will continue to do so. We all have autonomy over our lives, and we all have the ability to know who we are at soul level, and we all have the choice to accept or not accept the type of behaviours from people if they are not nice. We also all have the choice in how we will be towards other people and ourselves. And unfortunately, a lot of us are unkind to others and unkind to ourselves, which sadly comes from a place of hurt and trauma. But we can all work on that if you choose to. I'll link the podcast below so you can go and have a listen to it, because it's a really powerful one. It's a really good one. I think it's Josie Hardmam. I'll link it below for you. But yeah, hope you'll have a lovely day.